I want to come to you today and share with each one of you why I coach. The big reason why I coach, I have to give a lot of that to my mom, and she's probably a big reason why I got into coaching. And the reason for that is her and my dad, they divorced when I was young and about a year old or so. And I want to let you know right now, I have an outstanding relationship with both my mom and my dad. It just didn't work out, and so I think really growing up, I was in my mom's home, and she wanted me engaged in stuff. She wanted me to have role models, and we moved 8 times while I was in my school years, and that was 8 different cities, 8 different schools. And so the one common denominator for me in each one of these moves was being involved in athletics. And so as I had an opportunity to play athletics at a young age, being engaged, having that home to kind of go to outside of my own home was, I think, real critical in my development. My mom understood that. She also understood the importance of coaches in my life and how they could help mold and guide me and direct me. And so as I continued on through my school years and I got older, and you kind of reflect back, there's always that saying, following your father's footsteps. Under my circumstance and my situation, and not having a relationship with my father at an early age, uh, those father footsteps actually became my coaches. And I can look back now and remember very specific times about how coaches impacted me. And it wasn't on the football field, it wasn't winning or losing, it was moments of time. Examples of, like, when I was a ninth grader in the Colony, Texas, I had a coach, Coach Armstrong, and I just tried to quit basketball in the middle of the season. And I'd gotten mad at the coach, and I was selfish. And he pulled me in his social studies classroom, sat me down, and said, "I'm not going to let you quit." He said, "You quit now, quitting becomes easy, and you're going to work your way through it. If you sit on the bench the rest of the year, this is what you're going to do, and but you're not going to quit." And he goes, "It's just a bad habit to start because quitting becomes easier." And I went back to that basketball team. I sat on the bench the rest of the year, and I finished that season. And from that one life lesson, I don't quit things. If I start it, I finish it. And that goes back to Coach Armstrong. I also remember coaches in my life, like when I moved to Athens, Arkansas. I had 2 really important coaches that impacted my life there. Coach Malik was my defensive coordinator my junior and senior year, and then Coach Charles was my head coach. Coach Mallett, one of the big things to step is just discipline, manners, showing respect. I never forget going in, really, first week I was there and I met him, and I was answering some questions, but I didn't answer with a yes or no, sir. And I remember Coach Mallett pretty much telling me, if you're going to play football here and you're going to play for me, you're going to say yes or no, sir. I've carried that with me, that from that moment on, that's how I pretty much address everybody I come in contact with a yes, sir, no, sir, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. And that goes back to Coach Mallett. And I've carried that, and my boys carry that trait. They say yes, sir, no, sir. And I think it's really important you show that. And that was because of Coach Mallett. And then there's Coach Sarles, my head football coach at Atkins. Oh, man, what a good man. And he was an outstanding football coach. But I was fortunate enough growing up, I got to kind of grow up in his house. My junior and senior year, I dated his daughter. And so I got to kind of see the other side of coaching, being a husband, being a father to 2 daughters. And Coach Sarles showed me a lot about the love you have for your family, the love and support you have for your wife, how you raise your kids, how you hold them accountable, but you love them. Servant leadership is a big thing that comes to mind when I think back of Coach Sarles. And then when I got in college, I had Coach Eldon Holley, offensive line, tight end coach. He taught me about being tough and being accountable and being somebody people can trust. I'll never forget him telling me one time, our whole group, "Hey, is this a guy you want to be in a foxhole with? Is he going to stay in that foxhole with you? Is he going to battle with you? Or when it gets hard, is he going to run?" And it is a great deal of showing me how you be accountable to your guys around you, how you be tough and handle it. And then we had Coach Easley, another coach that, man, he was just hard. I mean, if you could just survive the warm up, you had a chance. And he taught me how to be tough, how to be mentally strong. And Coach Easley and Coach Holley, man, they were about brutal honesty, just showing you the right way to do it. And I want to bring up all those coaches because those are my father figures in my very early years. And so when I got into college, I was trying to find my niche, and I jumped majors all over the place. I started off that I was going to be a sports psychologist, and then I was going to join the Coast Guard, and then I was going to be a wildlife ranger. I mean, there's just I couldn't find my niche. And about halfway through college, I had the opportunity to coach some youth boys club basketball teams, third and fourth graders. And man, I really enjoyed that. I loved being out there with those kids, working with them, seeing them have success, seeing them feel, what it felt like to win a game and to be able to persevere and handle tough moments. So as I got through the end of college, I really couldn't see myself doing anything but the game of football. And I love coaching, and and I thank my mom for leading me down the road of having those men in my life to mentor me. They were outstanding influencers, and they're men, I try to model in how I do things now. By no means am I perfect. I make a lot of mistakes. But when I go back and I go, why do I coach? It's because of those men and how they impact my life, and they made a difference in my life. And hopefully I can make a difference in other young men's lives, and they can take something away from one of those key moments. They can take that away when they've played football for us at Har-Ber and been a part of what we're doing. And ultimately, as I get older, and I'm 47 years old now, I really look back and I truly realize why I coach is because this is where God wanted me. And he put me in this position. And I look back over my life and my times and the men that's been in it and how athletics has molded and guided me, the life experiences I've been through. I think it's really prepared me for the opportunity to be a 47-year-old football coach. And, that's probably the biggest thing is it's a mission field for me. Didn't recognize that early on in my career. I was too busy worried about winning and losing. But, as I get more seasoned to life and add more gray hairs to this chin, I recognize it's a mission field and it's impacting people in the way that I was impacted. And by no means am I perfect at it. And I do make mistakes and get caught up in the moment sometime. But I got a love of the game because of people invested in me. And I just want to return that experience to the guys that come out and play for us. I kind of hope this helps you understand a little bit why I coach. Y'all have a great day.